my little boo thing be on the same thing. We be cleaning up with Pulse, I guess we in a chain gang. Reppin' sacrifice set, screaming gang, gang, gang. PulseChain gang, we done changed the whole game. Me and my little boo thing be on the same thing. We be cleaning up with Pulse, I guess we in a chain gang. Reppin' sacrifice set, screaming gang, gang, gang. PulseChain gang, we done changed the whole game. If you got a pulse, I know you heard of PulseChain. New to the game, few things to explain. If you heard of ETH, basically they the same, but with much lower fees, talking handful of change. ERC's got keys in your name, it's a copy waiting for you and it's easy to claim. And they got a coin, you can get some for free if your ETH in your pocket, not locked on exchange. Yeah, I know it's strange, kinda crazy, deranged when your bite-sized investment making outsized gains. Long story longer, try and play the long game. Jump up on the Pulse train, don't get left in the rain. They say it's gameplay and it's a sacrifice. Some people say it's suspect, but I ain't thinking twice. You only get one chance like this in your life, but remember I'm a rapper, it's not financial advice. Me and my little boo thing be on the same thing. We be cleaning up with Pulse, I guess we in a chain gang. Reppin' sacrifice set, screaming gang, gang, gang. PulseChain gang, we done changed the whole game. Me and my little boo thing be on the same thing. We be cleaning up with Pulse, I guess we in a chain gang. Reppin' sacrifice set, screaming gang, gang, gang. PulseChain gang, we done changed the whole game.
Boys, we hit the jackpot this time.
Got me on my HEX shit, sure, on my HEX shit. We doing multiple X's. Know who the best is. Got me on my HEX shit. Make a count going hectic. Got me on my HEX shit. 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent. Tell me what's next, bitch. About to get a check, bitch. All them other broke cryptos getting scammed like exit. You know who the best is. Trying to invest, my suggestion, go and get some HEX quick. Got me on my HEX shit. 4 cent, 5 cent, 6 cent. Tell me what's next, bitch. Got me on my HEX shit. 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent. Tell me what's next, bitch. Got to get a check, bitch.
Yo, welcome back, y'all. Tonto, what happened? The last video was too hardcore. You should watch the one I sent. What's up? I thought something happened. Guys, I think I got censored, man. I think we were onto something. I don't think the powers that be wanted us to know. Yo, it's so funny though, guys. It took me forever to realize that I was all on my own. I was literally talking to myself, and then I was like, wait, no one's chatted in a minute. And then I was like trying to open up my own link and it wasn't working, and I was like, oh fuck. And then I finally realized it cut. No idea why, guys. I think YouTube doesn't want the people to know. Mike said good beats. Yup. Guys, let me shout this guy out because I love his music. Wait. What's this? Okay. Guys, go follow him on Twitter. Black Hexkin. Just being black. BLAKC. He's dropping bombs. Such good music. It's literally been on my head nonstop now because of this man right here. His YouTube. Let's look at his YouTube too. Go subscribe. Go like it.
Got me on my HEX shit. Sure. On my HEX shit. We doing multiple
Kevin Conway on YouTube.
X's. Know who the best is. Got me on my HEX shit.
I haven't seen this new visuals. These are dope.
Make a count going hectic. Got me on my HEX shit. 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent. Tell me what's next, bitch. About to get a check, bitch. All them other broke cryptos getting scammed like exit. You know who the best is. Trying to invest, my suggestion, go and get some HEX quick. Got me on my HEX shit. 4 cent, 5 cent, 6 cent. Tell me what's next, bitch. Got me on my HEX shit. 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent. Tell me what's next, bitch. About to get a check, bitch. Exit, you know who the best is. Get some HEX quick. Got me on my HEX shit. 4 cent, 5 cent, 6 cent. Tell me what's next, bitch. All on the net trying to flip my investment. I sent them a message to get some suggestions. Couple tutorials, learned a few lessons. I clicked a few links, I made several transactions. Ran in the HEX and I said I'ma test it. I ran a few functions, it brought satisfaction. Taught me compounding and multiplication. Them other cryptos was percentage and fraction. Staking got the MetaMask app too active. APY way too high, no cap. 3.69 inflation, they capped it. Got me taking all the booty in the loot like the captain. This is what the hood call internet trapping. Chilling in the chat, got the intellect cracking. T-shirt after T-shirt, we stacking. Market share better be where we at you. Got me on my HEX shit. 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent. Tell me what's next, bitch. About to get a check, bitch. All them other broke cryptos getting scammed like Exit. You know who the best is. Trying to invest, my suggestion. Go and get some HEX quick. Got me on my HEX shit. 4 cent, 5 cent, 6 cent. Tell me what's next, bitch. Got me on my HEX shit. 1 cent, 2 cent.
Guys, it's a banger. All right, how's stream quality right now, guys? It looks choppy to me. It was doing so good, man. It was doing so good. My internet was better. It's a struggle, man. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think I need to get a new computer. I'm on a MacBook Pro. It just like seems like to decide to be good and then sometimes not. I don't know. And it's held delayed right now, so that usually doesn't mean it's doing well. My stream status is poor. Man, I need to like hire someone to like get the right settings for my stream, man. Like it's like a 10-second delay right now. I don't even know. It's pissing me off, man. It was doing so good. Let's speed test this bitch. Like I have good internet though, so it must be. Let's run it. Why'd they pick Tijuana? Shit, I don't know if I should show that. Oh well. Just shut the miners down. Yeah, guys, I'm mining at the same time. Oh, it was up at 10 earlier. Okay. I need to drop my bit rate, I think. It was doing so much better earlier. It's at 7? Okay, 7 point. I bumped it up. I bumped it up for a smoother stream. Output. Yeah, this is too high probably. Let's go back to like, let's go 3 fair. Because if it cuts in half, 350 maybe. I don't know. Let's try that. Lord, please. Do you have a browser extension using a lot of bandwidth? I don't know, man. Maybe ad blocker. Maybe I turn that off. How do I just turn it off, man? Let's see. Shit, what'd I do? Maybe I got too many windows open. I don't think so, man. I really don't have a lot of things running. Maybe Notion. I don't have any apps open. Maybe I'll quit this just to... Anyways, man, let's get back to it if we can. Let's see how we're looking. I mean, it's looking better now. It's looking a little smoother. I like it. All right, we're back to excelente. Let's go. All right, let's keep learning, man. So for new people just hopping on, we're looking into this new system. We're trying to understand validators. We're trying to understand, and we're looking at ETH 2.0 because it's probably the closest comparison to what this proof of stake system looks like. So I don't know, man. It's looking a lot faster. Still pretty slow feedback, but hey man, you gotta rock with what you got, right? So I'm trying, guys. Thanks for your patience. Explain or I don't think it is. Probably closer to Binance Smart Chain. Oh, really? I thought E 2.0 was a good comparison. Okay. So Binance Smart Chain has validators. It's proof of stake. Tonto, resend the video. You said you had a video before. You should resend it. By the way, guys, chat is delayed. So, I don't know. It looks like maybe 5-6 seconds. So, if you ask a question or something, I'll probably respond to it or read it right away, and you'll see it delayed, I think. So, yeah, Tonto, if you have that video, you should drop the link. Dude. Maybe he texted it to me. I'm texting you, Tonto, to get the video. Yeah, try to send the link you were sending before. Okay, he sent me. Here we go.
What is proof of stake? The proof of stake consensus algorithm was introduced back in 2011 on the Bitcoin Talk forum to solve the problems of the current most popular algorithm in use, proof of work. While they both share the same goal of reaching consensus in the blockchain, the process to reach the goal is quite different. How does it work? The proof of stake algorithm uses a pseudo-random election process to select a node to be the validator of the next block, based on a combination of factors that could include the staking age, randomization, and the node's wealth. It's good to note that in proof of stake systems, blocks are said to be forged rather than mined. Cryptocurrencies using proof of stake often start by selling pre-mined coins, or they launch with the proof of work algorithm and then later switch over to proof of stake. Wherein proof of work based systems, more and more cryptocurrency is created as rewards for the miners. The proof of stake system usually uses transaction fees as a reward. Users who want to participate in the forging process are required to lock a certain amount of coins into the network as their stake. The size of the stake determines the chances for a node to be selected as the next validator to forge the next block. The bigger the stake, the bigger the chances. In order for the process not to favor only the wealthiest nodes in the network, more unique methods are added into the selection process. The two most commonly used methods are randomized block selection and coin age selection. In the randomized block selection method, the validators are selected by looking for nodes with a combination of the lowest hash value and the highest stake. Since the size of the stakes are public, the next forger can usually be predicted by other nodes. The coin age selection method chooses nodes based on how long their tokens have been staked for. Coin age is calculated by multiplying the number of days the coins have been held as stake by the number of coins that are staked. Once a node has forged a block, their coin age is reset to 0, and they must wait a certain period of time to be able to forge another block. This prevents large stake nodes from dominating the blockchain. Each cryptocurrency using proof-of-stake algorithm has their own set of rules and methods combined for what they think is the best possible combination for them and their users.
Okay, so back to what Richard was saying about not making a white paper. I feel like he's got to disclose these rules, right? Like, we got to know how the system operates. I think that's pretty important, right? I don't know.
When a node gets chosen to forge the next block, it will check if the transactions in the block are valid, signs the block, and adds it to the blockchain. As a reward, the node receives the transaction fees that are associated with the transactions in the block. If a node wants to stop being a forger, its stake along with the earned rewards will be released after a certain period of time, giving the network time to verify that there are no fraudulent blocks added to the blockchain by the node. Security. The stake works as a financial motivator for the forger not to validate or create fraudulent transactions. If the network detects a fraudulent transaction, the forger node will lose a part of its stake and its right to participate as a forger in the future. So long as the stake is higher than the reward, the validator would lose more coins than it would gain in case of attempting fraud. In order to effectively control the network and approve gain, the stake is higher than the right to participate as a forger in the future. So long as the stake is higher than the reward, the validator would lose more coins than it would gain in case of attempting fraud. In order to effectively control the network and approve fraudulent transactions, a node would have to own a majority stake in the network, also known as the 51% attack. Depending on the value of a cryptocurrency, this would be very impractical, as in order to gain control of the network, you would need to acquire 51% of the circulating supply. The main advantages of the proof-of-stake algorithm are energy efficiency and security. A greater number of users are encouraged to run nodes, since it's easy and affordable. This, along with the randomization process, also makes the network more decentralized, since mining pools are no longer needed to mine the blocks. And since there is less of a need to release many new coins for a reward, this helps the price of a particular coin to stay more stable. It's good to remember that the cryptocurrency industry is rapidly changing and evolving, and there are also several other algorithms and methods being developed and experimented with. Stay tuned for more content, and don't forget to...
That was a great video. Thanks for sharing that, Tonto. Just processing that for a minute. I'm curious, like, the way Richard Hart has been explaining it is, it doesn't sound like he is building something brand new. It sounds like he's using something that has already been built. So I'm curious what rules he'll be applying. Does anyone in chat know if he has disclosed any of those rules, or said, now look up delegated proof of stake?
The Delegated Proof of Stake, or DPoS for short, is a cryptocurrency consensus algorithm.
By the way, these videos are freaking awesome, man. Like, the animations. Who makes these, man? We need to get them on the HEX team, because these are so helpful.
That was developed in 2014 by American cryptocurrency entrepreneur and software developer Daniel Larimer. The DPoS system is maintained through an election process, where coin holders vote for delegates, who are then responsible for validating new blocks. It is considered by many to be a more efficient and democratic version of the preceding proof-of-stake algorithm, and they are both used as an alternative to the energy-intensive proof-of-work algorithm, such as the one used by Bitcoin. How does it work? The delegated proof of stake is designed as an implementation of digital democracy. Depending on the DPoS network consensus rules, a fixed amount of delegates from 21 to 101 are voted by the stakeholders of the network. These delegates, also known as witnesses, then validate transactions and get rewarded for adding blocks to the blockchain. Each stakeholder gets a number of votes proportional to the number of coins they own, or alternatively, they can choose to delegate their stake to another stakeholder on the network, who will then vote on their behalf. Under normal conditions, and depending on the implementation, delegates take turns producing a block usually every few seconds. Each delegate is scheduled for a specific time slot. Delegates who misbehave or constantly fail to produce a block will lose their reputation and will be quickly expelled and replaced by another delegate. Depending on the DPoS.
Yo, how cool is it though that these are hexagons? These are hex. I don't know, I just noticed that.
Implementation. Some systems may require delegates to deposit a certain amount of funds as a stake to show their commitment. These funds are kept in reserve and will get confiscated if the delegates act maliciously.
That's interesting. So that's another way for, you know, supply of Pulse to be locked up by these, and these are big bag holders, right? So is that a pumpamental? I don't know. Sounds like it is. Yeah, it makes sense if they have to lock it up.
In case of malicious or malfunctioning activity, the general rule is that the longer chain always wins. And anytime delegates notice a valid, strictly longer chain, they will switch from their current fork to the longer one. Delegated proof of stake can be implemented in numerous different ways. Compared to the proof of work algorithm, DPoS offers higher performance and a more energy efficient solution, by removing the intense mining competition, since ASICs are no longer needed to solve complex mathematical problems. This also promotes decentralization, since anyone can become a delegate, and no large mining pools are needed to validate the blocks. However, a sufficient decentralization can never be achieved, since a network cannot have an excessive amount of delegates without the risk of slowing down. The use of delegated proof of stake as consensus algorithm is growing among cryptocurrencies, but as the industry is moving fast, new algorithms will emerge in an attempt to further improve the current system. Stay tuned for more content and don't forget to check out our other videos at Binance Academy.
That was awesome. Thanks, Santo, for having us look at that. Sigmund said, where do you find HT Pulse logo? So if you go to PulseChain.com, all the way to the bottom, download branding resources. It'll download a zip file with the HT logo in different formats. So yeah, that's where you can find that. These are great videos. I'm gonna tweet these. That makes a lot of sense. I think, yeah, it makes more sense. So what I've heard from Richard is like, there's going to be 33 delegates. So, and as far as like selection goes, not sure how that process will go down. Maybe he'll have a hand in that. Yeah. Let's see. Tonto, if you have any other video recommendations, feel free to drop them. Those were good. Who's making PulseChain content right now? Have I watched this one? I don't think I watched this one all the way through. Let's watch it.
With today's stats. First, we're gonna have a quick look at
HEX stats. Let's talk about HEX price charts. PulseChain news updates. This was July 6th, so this was just a few days ago.
some Bitcoin back. Now is a good time, you would get massively more Bitcoin. So now to the last part of this video, the sacrifice news. First, this is really important, the sacrifice phase hasn't started yet, so please don't get scammed by Telegram, by WhatsApp, by comments on YouTube, by Twitter bots or whatever. We're gonna keep you covered in here. The sacrifice date will be announced on multiple websites, in the Telegram chat, on Twitter. Of course, the Hexicans will also keep you covered, so until then, please don't fall for any scam. scams. So now to the first important step you have to do to be prepared for the sacrifice phase. We can see this on the latest tweet. Please install MetaMask IO if you plan to participate in the sacrifice phase. You must have it installed for the sacrifice page on PulseChain.com, which isn't up yet. This means you need the MetaMask wallet. I can help you with this. Just visit the website hodl.dog.
That's interesting. So, you know, I've heard you want a non-custodial wallet, but from that tweet, it sounds like you have to have MetaMask. So, I mean, I feel like most people in HEX and in crypto today have MetaMask, but that's an important thing to note. So if you don't have it, go get it. Super easy. In my opinion, it's one of the best dApps to ever be invented, aside from HEX, obviously. But yeah, go get that.
Scroll a little bit down. The first video, install MetaMask. It's a video around 3 minutes. It shows.
Okay, so this is HODLdog on YouTube. If you don't have MetaMask, he's explaining that he made a video for that, so that's awesome.
You exactly how to install the MetaMask wallet and also to save your seed phrase, and with that you would be already ready to participate in the sacrifice phase. What is also really important, if you want to sacrifice some coins which you're holding on the exchange, first lesson, please get that stuff off the exchanges, because if you don't hold the private keys, you don't hold the coins. So this is really important for all the Ethereum and Ethereum based tokens which you would like to sacrifice. You need to send them from the exchange to your MetaMask wallet. This will be the only way how you can sacrifice some Ethereum and Ethereum based tokens. So once again, if you hold any Ethereum or Ethereum based tokens in exchanges, please.
I love how he says Ethereum. He's got that roll. That Ethereum. I love it. That's awesome.
Please get them off, install MetaMask and send them to your MetaMask wallet. You could see this also for Ethereum and Ethereum based tokens. There's going to be a single address that everyone sends to. So that means if you send your Ethereum tokens or other tokens from your MetaMask to this sacrifice wallet address, so your wallet will know that you sent that much amount in US dollar value from your address, and you will get credited the amount of Pulse. And for all the other coins like Bitcoin or Cardano or Ripple, if you're holding this on an exchange, you will also need the MetaMask wallet, but you need the MetaMask wallet only to generate your sacrifice address. We can see this in here. We have 4 screenshots in here. First, we can see that you will see on the PulseChain.com website a connect wallet button. This means you will be able to connect your MetaMask wallet to the PulseChain.com website. Once it's connected, you can open the drop-down menu in here and you can select the network, for example Ethereum or some other coins, and this will generate your sacrifice address. So if you click in here on Bitcoin, then it should show you your Bitcoin addresses, where you can also send you some Bitcoin from the exchanges to these specific addresses. If you click Ethereum, it's really important that you send your Ethereum first to your MetaMask wallet and then send it from there to this sacrifice address. I'm pretty damn sure this will be the process, but anyway, do your own research. And of course, once we have detailed information about the sacrifice process, I'm gonna post you some videos, some detailed how-tos, how to participate in the sacrifice phase, just to have the best experience for you guys. And if you consider to support the channel, we have now the new function, join this channel as a member. You maybe know the leaks from the stake wrap, which is really helpful and which is also participating in the sacrifice phase. So if you consider to support the channel, you have now also the possibility to be a member. Consider this is just a support for the channel, no expectations in this place. We have some fun emojis and
Expectation. Did he say expectation? I don't know if he intentionally did that, but I love that.
we will have more and more, and as well some memberships where you can see the status, how long you're already a member. But that's already it for the memberships. You always have the ability to contact me in the comments over Telegram or over Twitter. I respond as fast as possible.
He's a legend, guys. Go follow him on Twitter too, HODLdog. He puts out so much good info. I learned so much from him. There's just so many people in this community, guys, that are so sharp and honestly care about other people to just put out free content to just educate everyone. It's so awesome. Crypto Coffee's always good. We've already watched that. Let's go through some Richard Hart videos. Let's check it out. What are you guys up to today, man? What are you guys doing on Saturday? Maybe after chilling with me for a little bit. He's rocking the hat. You know it's going down when Richard's rocking the hat, man. Always. Okay, let's check this out.
But it was a comment about PulseChain and how.
Also, guys, let me know. Always let me know on like volume if you guys can hear it. I think it's turned up all the way. So, yeah, let me know.
Somebody was claiming that basically it's going to clone all the ERC20 tokens and everybody's tokens are going to be duplicated, and that's the bit that kind of made me laugh, because that person clearly didn't understand like the whole point about how any of this works, right? If you just go and duplicate somebody else's token, you don't just suddenly have that token, right? If I just decide, hey, I'm going to go and duplicate the Bitcoin blockchain, that just, and pretend I'm Satoshi, that doesn't mean I suddenly get like whatever, 1 million Bitcoin, right? So, the fact that I can understand a clone of Ethereum. I mean, yeah, there's dozens of clones of Ethereum out there, but so you can go ahead and do that. But to just claim that by cloning the entire state of the network, suddenly everybody gets a whole bunch more ERC20 tokens or PRC20 tokens, whatever they are, just doesn't make any sense.
See what happens is people conflate price with technology all the time. So that perfectly cloning digits happens every day. There's nothing easier than copying software. We have all types of algorithms to ensure that the copying is done properly using parity bits. So we don't have any technical issue in regards to copying, and open source itself is literally designed to be copied and licensed to be copied, and you forcibly have to make your software licensed to be copied. If you don't issue an open source license alongside your code has no license, which means it's copyrighted the minute it's written. Just like a book. If you write a book, it's already copyrighted when you wrote it. If you write code, it's already copyrighted when you wrote it. So in these open source systems that pride themselves on, open source development, forking it, improving it, and then some of those improvements being adopted upstream is how open source works. And our developers in PulseChain have already had commits accepted into the main Geth repository because our devs are awesome and we fixed things that were wrong with the Geth code. And it's very likely that will continue to happen because, to tell you the truth, all this blockchain code actually pretty much sucks balls. It's not actually good code. Like the reason that you don't have a Linux desktop is because the closed source guys actually work harder and have better funding and have better devs and put more hours and time in it.
I would dispute that. I mean, hey, I've been an open source developer since 1996, right? And like you say, there's a lot of people that don't understand intellectual property. They don't understand that, copyright is automatically assigned to works. They don't understand the way that, open source licenses, especially copyleft licenses, the whole point of them is that they are the means by which you grant somebody the ability to redistribute your code and to modify it and to use it for how they want.
And the difference between free and open.
Hey, cheers, Sigmund. I'm gonna switch over to some White Claws or some beer in a minute, but I'm still on that coffee. I gotta get some energy.
They're not the same.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Free software is beyond open source software, and almost no one knows the difference.
Yeah, there's free as in beer, and there's free as in liberty, and there's free as in here I'm giving you a free puppy, right?
Yeah.
And they're very different things.
Yep.
Now, and like you said, I mean, I disagree with your characterization of open source software. There's some fantastic open source software out there. I mean,
well, let me tighten up my statement.
Slightly biased about the XUp things like XUp and Ledger that have like extremely good quality developers and extremely good quality development. And that's why
let me tighten up my statement.
So better censorship resistant than things like Bitcoin, right? Because the algorithms used in that and the trade-offs made mean that you get better censorship resistance, right? So that's
I don't know. I've never heard.
Well, it's open source. You can go and check it. I mean, that's the good thing about it, right?
Yeah, but
that's
they're tangential properties.
Been around a long time, right? It's the second oldest blockchain. Brought things like the whole concept of decentralized exchanges and stablecoins to the crypto world.
Oh God, no. Let's tighten up our arguments a little bit and make sure we finish some threads before we get into complexity hell here. So first, I think that we have 100% open source domination in certain areas.
T-shirt says, chill in the office, garage churning some burn. The stream is running smooth now. Thanks for having me. Hey, man, thank you. Thanks for letting me know how the stream's doing, man. It's been a struggle the past 2 days, and I really appreciate you guys' patience, man. I'm just getting the stream started, you know, and I'm trying to have the best quality as possible. But it's like I feel like my internet goes up and down a lot or something. And also I don't have the strongest PC, or I have a MacBook Pro. So appreciate you, man. Hope you're having a good Saturday.
So if you're doing web server, it's all open source out the ass.
Oh yeah.
It's all Apache and, you know.
Yeah, all the cloud software, cloud stuff.
Right. If you're
open source,
Right. And if you're doing blockchain, Bitcoin used to use Berkeley DB. Now it uses Level DB. Ethereum uses Level DB. They actually use RocksDB on the parity client that no one uses, but in Geth they use Level DB. Those are all open source things. You know, when the GUI for Bitcoin is Qt, which is an open source thing. Like the crypto used to be open source using OpenSSL, so they replaced it with lib256kp1, and then like something similar to that. I might have a letter off. So like open source dominates certain areas. I chose a very easy to win argument, the Linux desktop. The Linux desktop is fucking trash. You have a printer, it ain't never gonna work. You have a sound card, it ain't never gonna work. You have like any type of peripheral whatsoever, you're fucked. You want your video card drivers to work? Good luck, homie. Like it's a fucking
good luck, homie. Dude, Richard Hart soundbites are just the best, man. He's awesome.
Nightmare. So if you're just doing backend shit, code shit that doesn't have peripherals or user experience, open source is pretty great. But if you're doing anything in the user space, like playing a video game, there's nothing worse than Linux. Nothing. You might as well kill yourself. So now,
apart from like a lot of the major consoles are based upon either Linux or FreeBSD, right? So
well, sure, but and then so this.
Okay, he kind of got him there, but let's see how Richard reacts.
This is an important point that you just made that I was going to make later.
Right.
Just because your software is open source doesn't mean shit, because the way it is used can be very closed. So you just said that Xbox and PlayStation are open source as fuck inside, but good luck trying to interact with that open source stuff when it's behind a walled garden with DRM. So, you know, it's like your Apple phone. You have to hack your phone if you want to install something they don't want to let you install. They pretend it's their computer, not yours. They pretend you don't own it. That shit sucks.
Sigmund said Richard is a digital gangster. Absolutely, dude. Who rocks that hat and just owns people, man? It's awesome.
I find that fucking horrible. You know, you should be able to control your own device. At least with an Android device, you can install an APK and have a chance. With the Apple,
like I'm be honest, I've never seen Richard lose an argument. Have you ever? Like if anyone has a video of Richard losing an argument, share it, because I don't think it exists. He's like undefeated, bro. Richard Hart is undefeated.
Apple, you fucking can't. Try and download a torrent on Apple. You're just like, I don't even think there's any torrent fucking apps allowed. I don't even think you can download one. What's that shit? It's terrible.
Yeah.
So I'm trying something new, right? Like everyone thinks I'm a fucking a prick because I can do the prick thing, but I could also do the friendly thing. So I figured I would try the friendly thing today.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I'll just explain HEX really easily. If you did a proof of work change in Bitcoin, and instead of destroying the environment with SHA-256 mining, which is literally proof of waste, you're on purpose wasting energy.
Oh, I agree with you.
If you just change that to proof of weight, so in our system, the proof of work is proof of weight. You just lock up coins, and the longer you lock, the more of the inflation you get. The shorter you lock, the less of the inflation you get. So Bitcoin rewards people for hashing more, and HEX rewards people for holding longer.
Johnny Doe says, he's hate it. Absolutely, man. He's just facts. And he's so good in the heat of the moment. You know, the other guy's pretty smart. And he's having a tougher conversation, but some people just try to like frame Richard with like stupid shit, and you know, seriously undefeated. I've never seen him lose.
That's it. It's just a proof of work change. They're both systems that store and transmit value, that inflate, and they reward network participants with inflation for doing certain things. In Bitcoin, the miners buy electricity and hardware to cause pollution and then dump the price in order to be able to pay for it. That sucks. It's huge negative externality. It's bad for the environment. It's bad for the price. It's just terribly stupid. So HEX solves that to a degree by making the people that are already paying for that waste, the ETH network, more efficient by packing more value into it. And then Pulse does that even better by getting rid of proof of work entirely and just using proof of stake, which we know works because there's dozens of network that have dozens of billions of dollars for years and years, no problems, works fine. No reason to do security theater and destroy the environment and dump the price to do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you that. I mean, you know, I'm coming from the XRP world, right? The XRP ledger was literally created by Bitcoin developers that realized that the energy requirements of Bitcoin don't scale, right? The higher the value,
like, okay. Yeah,
and you got a similar problems with proof of stake in that you can't secure value greater than the stake that you're staking, right? So, you know, if you're trying to tokenize assets,
you kind of can
tokenize anything greater than the value that you're actually staking.
I disagree with that entirely.
But the stake is what's the valuable bit, and if you can decide to effectively lose your stake in order to gain the thing that's higher value, then game over.
I hear you, and in theory what you're saying makes a little bit of sense, but in reality it doesn't. So I'll give an example of this. I'll prove it with reality. Tether is worth billions and billions and billions of dollars. Shitloads. It's actually the most traded quote cryptocurrency. It's not even a fucking cryptocurrency. It's just a private database with admin keys, but they do it on the blockchain. Okay, cool. It's the most traded volume of any crypto ever. It stores billions and billions and billions of dollars, and they actually have billions of dollars in the bank. I don't know if it's 100% collateralized, but even if it ain't, there's fucking billions and billions of dollars in somebody's bank account for that. So they used to run entirely on the Omni network, and the Omni network was worth fucking nothing. The Omni network did like $100 a day of volume, sometimes $600 a day of volume. Yet that piece of shit valueless network supported a multi-billion-dollar project with no problems.
Yeah, but so Omni was proof of work, not proof of stake.
Sure. So I have
my point was about proof of stake networks not being able to secure more because you need the stake to be worth more than the thing you're securing.
No, but it's the same. It's the same exact mechanic. Proof and work and proof of work and
proof of stake are very different.
No,
they work very differently. I'm afraid. Sorry.
Yeah, they work very differently, but they okay. All blockchains are socially enforced. Period.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason for that is because a blockchain doesn't know what its actual block weight is. And so if you didn't understand block weight and the actual energy cost that goes into these things, you might think the longest chain always wins because the code says the longest chain always wins. And so when you have a contentious hard fork like BSV versus BCH, or lightly, they had replay protection, so it wasn't that contentious, BCH versus Bitcoin, only a human outside the network can go and look at the two chains and go, okay, this one is authoritative because there's more weight to the chain, even though the chain is shorter.
It's not the length of the chain, it's the amount of work that is done on that chain.
Right.
It's
exactly.
It's the chain with the amount of work. But you're right in that you have, if you've got a fork, I mean, look at BCH versus Bitcoin, which is the real Bitcoin, right? Now that's a social construct, right? That is entirely a social construct as to which one people think is.
Richard brought out the flow. It's about to go down.
The real Bitcoin.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna skip ahead to since this stream's supposed to be about researching PulseChain, I'm gonna skip ahead to where he's talking about value PulseChain versus Ethereum.
Like there are parameters being changed, parameters of a thing.
I think I've heard, but
yeah,
go on.
Yeah, like just when you change parameters of a thing, like this isn't Theseus's ship. Like there are parameters being changed here. Yeah. There's the block times are 4 times quicker.
What's up, Valiant Brand? Welcome, man. You're the man. Thanks for hopping on.
Quicker. The validator set is smaller. It's proof of stake instead of proof of work. It burns fees, so it should naturally tend to accrue value because there's less supply over time. There's no inflation. It just gets the supply smaller and smaller over time. So we'll start with a very high supply to make up for that. And like it's just there's so many different things. I have absolutely no interest in anyone thinking.
There's dozens of chains that are doing this, right?
Sure.
So this is nothing new.
And they're all worth billions. So yay. like they're all wildly successful. Most like the ones that I notice anyway. Like BSC is wildly successful. Matic is wildly successful. Matic has admin keys. They can steal all your money whenever they want. Crazy to me. Fucking crazy to me that people use that. I don't get it. So world's largest airdrop, fee burning. It's funny that Ethereum 2 is trying to do what we're going to beat them to market with. They're trying to do fee burning with the IP 1559. We're going to beat them to market. They're trying to do people staking up their coins and locking them up to earn yield. We're going to beat them to market with that. But we're going to come with...
To be honest, like what we're doing to E 2.0 and launching faster is what happens every single day with these startups that get so big that they become giants, and they're so slow to move. And it's understandable, right? Like the Ethereum network's huge now, so obviously it's going to take a lot more time. But when you build something and you're smaller and you get it to market, you can get it to market a lot faster. So it's huge, man. First to market's big, and we're basically stealing the entire value prop of E 2.0. And there are trade-offs with that, right? Like, there are benefits because E 2.0 is going to be able to look at Pulse and learn from it and learn from our mistakes and what we do well. But at the same time, there's a first mover advantage for sure. So, all the people that have been anticipating, think about all the people that have been anticipating E 2.0. Now they have the solution readily available to hop on and start building. It could be huge, right? Like, I think a lot of people underestimate how big that is. It's all about just trust. Like, are they going to trust Pulse? Are they going to participate in sacrifice? We'll see. But if we participate and we're smart and we research how to sacrifice and come out on the other end of this being, whales, or at least better off than most that get in the game later, it could be a huge opportunity. Anyways.
With all the coins, and they're not. They have to try and do a bridge.
You're not coming with all the coins, though. This is the thing, though. You're not coming with all the coins. You're coming with clones of all the coins with no value.
Okay, so let's talk about value.
Okay, I'm actually I'm glad he brought that up. I think a lot of people that have that same question.
Talk about value.
With some value.
Sure.
Right.
Let's talk about value. You're familiar with Uniswap?
Yeah.
In Uniswap, everything is interchangeable with everything else. So if one thing has value, everything has value, because you can path from wherever you are to wherever that value is.
Right.
So as long as the PulseChain pair has value that can get to mainnet Ethereum through a bridge, or even to XRP through a bridge, or even to whatever through a bridge, then we have real world value that you can sell at an exchange for money that you can buy a house with. And then all of those PRC20s will be able to find a value against that. And because of the way Uniswap v2 works, you cannot exhaust the value. It can never trade to zero. And so one of the first transaction, or one of the first transactions to occur when the new chain exists, is that a contract will go through and execute a trade on all of the automated market maker pairs.
Execute a trade on all the
to harvest PRC20s and then reward those.
Sorry, let me run this back so I can understand it. This is really important, guys. Listen in.
Pairs.
I'm going to run it back all the way to the beginning when he's talking about this. I might. So the way I think too is I think visually. So I might make a visualization of this because it's so important.
Is that a contract will go across the PRC20s where you are to wherever that value is. Everything has value. You're familiar with Uniswap?
Yeah.
In Uniswap, everything is interchangeable with everything else. So if one thing has value, everything has value, because you can path from wherever you are to wherever that value is.
Right.
So as long as the PulseChain pair has value that can get to mainnet Ethereum through a bridge, or even to XRP through a bridge, or even to whatever through a bridge, then we have real world value that you can sell at an exchange for money that you can buy a house with. And then all of those PRC20s will be able to find a value against that. And because of the way Uniswap v2 works, you cannot exhaust the value. It can never trade to zero. And so one of the first transaction, or one of the first transactions to occur when that a contract will go through and execute a trade on all of the automated market maker pairs to harvest PRC20s, and then
let's see. I'm gonna try to make a graphic with this, and let's see how it goes. Let's see if it makes sense. Somewhat understood it. So by the way, guys, this is Figma. best. I don't know if you guys are into designing it all, but